This is TWiT.
If you've ever wondered whether you would finally witness the rise of the battle bots or the battle robots, wonder no more. It's coming, and not in the distant future either. Joining us to talk about this is Mike Murphy from Quartz. Welcome back, Mike.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. So I saw this article, and almost immediately I was like, wow, this is a glimpse into the future. I don't know how epic it's actually going to be in reality, but I knew that we had to get you on to talk about this. The Megabots. Tell us a little bit about the group behind Megabots and what they've been building.
So I've been following this company for like literally 2 years now. They announced, I think it was like July 2015. Like they put this video on YouTube like, hey, we're a bunch of guys in America and we built this giant robot. And we know that Japan, there's a bunch of other guys who also decided to build a giant robot, and now we want to fight you, which is very American, to be fair.
Yes.
And so they said I think it was like literally July 2015, they're like, in 1 year, we fight. And, now a little over 2 years later, they're kind of like, okay, we're finally ready. And to be fair, there were like all kinds of other crazy logistical issues involved in like fighting 20-foot tall 3-ton giant robots, so that you can kind of understand why there might have been logistical challenges. But so over the last 2 years, this group of they're like roboticists. A few of them have been kind of like in maker spaces for a long time. One of the founders has like reality TV experience, and so between all of them, they've been kind of deciding that actually what they want to do with this fight is not just host this like awesome robot fight, but more create like an actually interesting version of BattleBots. Like BattleBots is like cute and neat, and like sometimes stuff blows up, and sometimes you're like, oh, that's really cool, in like a NASCAR kind of way. But they want to build something that like legitimately you would actually be awestruck by, and it's a lot easier to be awestruck by like one of those 20-foot robots than it is like a little robot that's shaped like a wedge of cheese that's going up against a little Roomba or something like that. So these robots have theirs have I don't know what the Japanese team has, but they have space for 2 people. And so there's like one guy who's sitting there controlling this giant you see on the new robot, which on the right there, this giant like paintball cannon thing. Like the balls are like the size of like a volleyball. Like they're quite large. And the video that they put up today is them like shooting them at like cars and other big targets. And like their big concern for this fight over the last 2 years, and like legitimately one of the logistics issues they've had has been like, how do we make sure that nobody dies here?
So do I see a chainsaw arm there? Does one of them have a chainsaw arm?
Yeah. So
Bert wants to know, yeah.
They have I forget what they call it, like modular arms. So I don't know how they would do that like in a fight, but yeah. So basically, the arms on both robots can come off, and they can put on whatever they want. And they've built so the one on the right on the screen right now has on the right hand side has the cannon arm with the paintballs, and on the left has like a giant like pincer claw thing that is I forget where they said it was from, but it's like, you can crush a car with it. They actually used it, the hole in the robot on the left, they used it to make that hole. But then they've also made like a giant chainsaw one. They've made like a giant drill one, and like a few other ones that they can literally like hot swap and be like, all right, now you're a giant drilling robot sort of thing. And I don't know if there's going to be like rounds or like strategy for like, oh, this robot looks like X, so we're going to try using component Y to destroy it. But I don't know. I'm like legitimately excited about this. There's never been anything like this, and that was my post. This is like the first giant robot fight.
Well, there's been plenty of sci-fi fodder around this kind of like mech warrior thing. We've built it up to be a certain level. It's always super epic. Yet, I don't know, Victor, if you have the chance, if you scroll up from there, there's a video player that shows it in action, and it's kind of, it's rolling along. It's not the fastest moving robot in the world. When it runs into things, it's not like it slams into them. It's like it gently pushes forward and eventually knocks it over. Is there any possible way that this battle could live up to our expectations?
Part of the video they showed today, I was actually surprised at how fast it moved. Like I was expecting it to be kind of lame, but the new one, I mean, it looked like it was pretty fast, but I mean, yeah, I would be really surprised if this is going to be like watching the 20-foot version of the, Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. I would be very surprised if it is. But, there's like some stuff they showed in the video, and this is the video from today. Like some of the stuff they showed in it was definitely like surprisingly impressive. The thing can move pretty fast. It can take corners tighter than I can on my bike. But, when it was like, oh, go attack the other robot, they kind of moved in the same way, like one of those claws in like one of those like amusement park games would move. And it was like, well, that's kind of clunky. So, they said today that they had always intended for this fight to be in front of a live ticketed audience. And they said today that for safety reasons it won't be, that they're not sure because they've never done anything like this, that it won't be. But I am also wondering if that actually allows them to, while they're recording it, because they haven't made it clear yet whether it's going to be live streamed or just recorded, televised, and then taped and sent out later. Like, I am actually wondering if like maybe that allows them to, given the quality of these production, the quality of production of these videos, like they know what they're doing. So I'm wondering if that actually is, they're going to cut out all the awkwardness. They're going to cut out anything weird. Like this video we're watching right now makes it seem like this thing is going to like destroy these things, and maybe the U.S. government should know about this robot and stuff like that. But in reality, it's like, yeah, like these are cool turns, but like when it goes to like shoot the cans, it kind of misses, and like when it goes to grab the robot at the end, it kind of like awkwardly hugs it, and it's like.
Although you get a little power slide here, so that's kind of cool.
This is exceedingly impressive, and that's what I mean. Like some of it is legitimately impressive, so I'm still hopeful that it's going to be a really cool fight. Yeah. And we also have no idea. Like Suitobashi Heavy Industry, the company behind the Japanese robot, has not been doing these crazy promotional videos like Megabots has. So, these guys could come out with this like apparently super cool tech and maybe get destroyed by Japan. We don't know.
Right.
That would be kind of awesome. I mean, it would suck to lose as an American, but like that could be very cool.
You want something exciting at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because it's not going to be in front of a live audience, are you expecting it might be like a sort of Michael Phelps versus the shark situation?
That was very strange. Yeah, I mean, maybe it could be. I hope not. I do hope that it's like a cool fight, and I really do hope that, as Megabots wants, as the guys behind it want, like that this is the start of a fighting league, and that they start this media empire that they envision, and like in the time between when they came out with their last update video and this, they've gotten a new challenger. This Chinese group of roboticists has been like, we have built a giant robot, which they're calling Golden Monkey, which is awesome. And they're like, we want to fight both of you. So maybe this is like a round robin.
Man. Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're all lifting each other up. They're all potentially realizing that now is the time to strike and to get into this and challenge each other. I think the comparison to UFC is probably pretty fair. Maybe not as fast moving, but still, this could be an entirely new league. I'm excited about it.
No jobs are safe from the robots, apparently.
Exactly.
Not even the UFC fighters.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you said that you were afraid that they were afraid that people would die, are you talking about the people in this live audience they're not going to have, or the people inside? Like, are they sure the people inside are not going to die?
So literally the first conversation I ever had with these guys over 2 years ago was like, yeah, we really want to do this, but we are not sure about how we're going to live. This has always been a concern. At the end of the day, I mean, like any sport, it's an issue, even like a relatively safe sport, like, American football that, I mean, it's not that safe, but like safer than giant robots. Like there's always a concern about that sort of thing. And I think that probably is another reason why they're not doing this live, just in case anything really bad happens. Because at the end of the day, like as you see in this video, like one of the shots, like they're shooting paintballs forever, and then one of the shots they're like, oh, well, this is something experimental, and you can see the car is on fire there. It shoots a ball of fire at the car. Like if you did that at the other robot, that person would bake.
Yeah.
That someone would get hurt if that happened. And I assume this is all for like promotional material, and they wouldn't do anything like that during the actual fight. But like, yeah, I mean, if they do this properly and it's like all of that sci-fi that we've ever seen, if it's like Mech Warrior, someone is legitimately going to get hurt.
Yeah, potentially so. So I guess finally, when and Well, I mean, when is it happening? We don't even know when we'll be able to see it because it's not broadcasting live, right? But
exactly.
It's happening in September.
It's going to happen in September. It was originally supposed to happen in probably August, but then there were like logistical issues. They found this venue and they're like, oh, actually, we don't know if it can hold, 6 tons worth of robot. So we're going to look for somewhere else. Like there were structural issues and that sort of thing. So it's happening in September. It's going to be live broadcast on Megabots' social channels or broadcast in some capacity. And they haven't told us where. So I'll be interested to see. They told me in the past, like, oh, we want to have it on like a aircraft carrier or something like super extreme like that. So it'll be interesting to see if it is actually as cool as that. I don't know. It could just be in like the Oracle Arena.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. And exactly. Aircraft carrier sounds about right. So Mike Murphy from Quartz, QZ.com. Where else can people follow all your work online?
I am on the internet everywhere, but mainly at Twitter at MCWM.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Really appreciate you taking time tonight to join us on this.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm sure we'll be checking in with you once the actual robot war has happened.
Sure.
If we're still here.
If we live to tell the tale. All right. Take care, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.